say welcome back to F1 League of South Africa. Bit of a break, but we've had the change. We've had a change of game. We've had a lot happen between the finale of last season and the start of this season, and we've got more bugs as forever. So, um, so it's really weird. I don't get it because I'm pretty sure it is a thing for every F1 game. But there's apparently a tyre wear glitch on equal cars. I thought tyre wear was always stupid on equal cars anyway, but we are racing in the F1 World Car, so it's the fairest way to determine pace. I brought up an issue about stacking in the pit lane, and that it could, like, who knows, whether one person is someone else's teammate, because you can't tell with the F1 World Cars. Anyway, we are back, and we have a few changes. Well, first of all, being the pace. Second of all, we've got red flags in this game, which makes things very entertaining and very interesting. That could open up a whole new kettle of fish and whole new strategies in this league. And other things we need to point out is that this might be the closest season we see in a long time in F1 League of South Africa. We don't know who will be on top. We have an idea of who the fast guys are. But one thing for certain is that Chris will not be racing this season because he has moved to the United States. So, Chris doing a Nico Rosberg and ending things on a high. We'll say hello to our new drivers in the league. Scars joins us from Crater Series. I'm pretty sure everyone in the league will be very happy to race with him. Snot Cop is also racing today, as well as Boomroker, all new drivers. We have some returnees though. Humid, the very fast driver at the end of season 1, took a sabbatical and now is back. So he's completed the Mika Hakkinen arc. He will be racing today. We've also got Venom Terror returning to the league, as well as Whitwolf and Afrodox, who was previously the Dark Fox. But this is going to be a very interesting season, I am sure, and I am joined by Ellis in the commentary box. Yeah, while we wait for everyone to ready up and qualify, and we'll run you through the grid because it has changed for this season. Fori and Jones Perignon are teammates at Red Bull this season. That will be a very interesting lineup. Jones Perignon showing great pace in pre-season, and Fori, we all know what Fori is. He is the season 1 champion, so we know he is competitive. Mercedes, Elo Wide, and Carnboy could again be a very interesting lineup. Carnboy also showing great pace in pre-season, and Elo Wide again was brilliant in season 1. So there's a bit of a recurring theme happening at the moment. Aston Martin, this is a fun lineup. Divan and Night Scout, both of them had seasons of mixed fortunes last year. Divan showing great pace towards the end, but he couldn't find the consistency, and Night Scout has drawn together some amazing drives, but he also lacks a bit of consistency. He was race winner last season, obviously, right at the end. That was the race where I had to leave because I had laryngitis, which was very fun. In Ferrari, we have Scars and Not Nats. Great lineup again. Not Nats also showing pace last season. Alpine, the return of Humidifier. And Boomroker joining the grid. That will be an interesting lineup because we know the pace of Humid, but we're not sure on Boomroker. McLaren, this is a good lineup. Franz, if you just keep consistent, you should have a good season. With Franz, he's joined by Melt. Alfa Romeo is Trey and White Walker, 2 originals of this league. Trey having a lot of great races. He won at Baku in that crazy race. As we got some people on their outlets, so we'll quickly run through the last 3 teams. Haas got Venom, Terror and Cheddar. Cheddar having some great races as well. Williams is Afrodox and LSA Andre, who will not be racing today because he is stuck at work. And AlphaTauri, we've got Whitwolf and Snotcop. So, as we start to have people go on their outlaps, it's hard to tell which teams are which. So, do your best, Ellis. It's still difficult, but what about the McLaren one? Yeah, so that's Khan and I can't tell the other one. It's Mario. To be fair, they've done a good job with these liveries. Orange. Yeah. I'm sure they hadn't gone for the... Blue and pink Alpine is very easy as well, as we go to Humid, who's going to start his flying lap. Ferrari is very bright red, whereas Alfa Romeo is very dark red, as Humid into turn 1. No sponsors on that Alpine. It's very great. This starts the season. We're gonna see all sorts happen, but this is what we get with a broken game at the moment. But we want to keep racing, as we want to provide a great stream and some great entertainment for all the viewers. As Humid is the first person on a lap, and let's run through this lap then, Alice, as he goes into turn 9 or turn 8. That is Melts, yeah. Turn 6. And he's rejoined. This lap was looked very hooked up for the Alpine. And Humid. Well, you know what pace he has. Will he be able to unlock it in this first run of qualifying? He will be the pace setter, as we're going to see him on the run up to the line. He didn't quite go as far to the curb as I thought he would, but this lap, 28.8, that will be hard to beat. As across the line, next, Afrodox, going very close actually, 2 tenths behind. As Scars is also there, 29.1 in the Ferrari.
There we go, now it's working.
30.4 for Whitwolf. As Venom Terror hops up to 5th, we're going to start to see the lap times drop, hopefully. Mario up to 2nd in the Mercedes car. So, at the moment, it's Alpine, Mercedes, AlphaTauri, the 1, 2, 3, then the Ferrari in 4, as Boomroker slots in at 9th currently. As Melts, who had that little incident, has got a lap on the board at least. He's currently 12th. Divan is in the pit. Franz is on its outlap. So, next up, I believe, is Trey. Across the line, Trey only 11th, and that is not great news for Trey.
Here comes Not Nats now up to the line. DRS activated. P12.
Only 12th for Not Nats.
Franz then about to start his lap. So I think we should follow him for a lap.
Obviously, Franz, the owner of this league, he's put together some great races before in this league as well. He's come close to championships. He has won some very dominant drives. But where will he put his McLaren? He's not looking great from turn 1 and 2, it has to be said, Alice.
He did look a little bit deep maybe down into turn 1, but I don't think it's going to affect him too badly. He's not going to have any issue with traffic. He is a little bit wide again. What's his first sector going to be? 29.2. So not great, but as he now comes down into turn 7 or 8, I think it's turn 8 now. Yeah, big slide there. Locked to the rears. Of course, another new addition to this game this year is the chance to lock.
Anyway.
It is just to lock the rears through the tricky double left now. Doesn't lock it. Doesn't lock up the wheels there. But now down the long back straight he goes. Actually, it's not really that long. Into what is now turn 11. Very, very easy to get a small snap. Got on throttle too early. Up to turn 12 now. A killer on last year's game. Usually had to take a little lift. Perfectly flat in this game. Fastest middle sector by the looks of it, but it immediately goes away. And now down into the final corner. He goes down the back, down the final straight. He's going to hit the DRS detection point, which in the race will be active if he is within 1 second. Down the main straight now out of the final corner. Looked very neat and tidy out of that final corner. DRS open, and it's P5 for Franz with a 29.3.
It's very close at the top here. It's 5/10 separating the top 5. And we've got 5 different cars in that top 5 as well, which is very good to see, at least. As we've got a couple of new faces up in the top 5. Mario and Afridox. Obviously Scars, but we all know Scars' pace. We've seen him create a series. So
Actually, I haven't. I don't watch Creator Series.
Fair enough. Purple Franz in the first sector, so he's going for a double push. But
so I think it's
Aston Martin of Olympic.
It's Boombroker next, I believe, in the Alpine car. Around the final corner now, very low on ERS is Boombroker here.
But he is up by 2.5 tenths.
Is he going to peel off? He's not going to peel off. He goes down the main straight now, up to the line, stays P16. He lost a 1/10.5 in that final little sector there.
That is far from ideal. But Divan and Ironlan are starting their out laps. Well, Divan's about to start his flying lap in the Aston Martin.
Franz is backed off.
So I still don't know which way this session goes, because it is very close. And anyone could put a great lap together and then put it on pole. But obviously the race isn't one in qualifying, only in Monaco. But yeah, again in Monaco anything can happen. So that's what we love about this game, as Ironman's about to start his lap. So we're going to follow Divan, who has picked up pace in this game, compared to last game, it has to be said, from what I've seen in pre-season. And he's looking good so far. He got a purple first sector, and that will give him so much confidence, as he didn't go quite tight enough to the curb, whereas he probably could have, as into this awkward left-hander. You have to get it just about right. He's lost a little bit of time there, but that's this game. You can lose tiny bits of time, and that can cost you about 5 positions. But Divan having a good lap, all things considered. He goes a little bit wide. Really pushing the limits here is the Aston Martin driver. Now into the final sector, he doesn't go purple there, and it's not surprised that he made a mistake. But I reckon he'll be up in the top 10, you know, Divan, because he is looking good. As we go to
a little bit of a scrappy middle sector here for Divan, but could yet prove us wrong. No, he peels off.
Not got a lap in this session yet, does Divan, as we got a slow Alpine, I believe.
I think it's the Alfa Romeo of Ironland next, as the Alpine there does avoid him.
Does well to get out of the way there, does the Alpine, as Ironland to the final corner then. He's going to have a Ferrari to deal with, but through now down the back straight, well, the main straight, the pit straight, Ironland to the line. Where did he put it? He goes P11. So now the only person without a lap is Divan, but theoretically, if he was to go off real life rules, Meltz would not have a lap either. He would not make 101% rule, or 100. Is it 108%? I can't remember.
I can't remember, to be honest with you, Harry. Boy then's just started his lap.
Improvement.
As I think Jones, what is it?
No, Camboy improved.
Jones?
Camboy improved up to 11th.
No, he was 10th just a minute ago.
Who was that then? Whitwolf.
I think it might be Whitwolf.
Yeah. As we're going to follow his teammate, Afrodox, through the final corner, who's up by 2/10. So, could be challenging towards the front of the field here, Afrodox. And AlphaTauri, could we see one on pole today? And he does go to pole. It's a 1:28.768. That is the time to beat right now, as Jones Perignon up to 8th. And next is the Haas of Venom. that was Cheddar, and now we've got Mario, who's going to try and improve on Afrodox's
Afrodox is
time.
Williams, by the way, Harry.
Is he? Oh, it looks so similar.
They do. Afrodox is the Sol Williams, and then it's Snot Cop and Whitwolf are the Toweries.
Still difficult to work out. Excuse
Speaking
me.
of which is... Oh yeah, there's Whitwolf.
Anyway, next is Franz, who does go up to 6th as Scars
to the top of the time. Ooh, Afrodax slowing quite... Sounds so weird to say, because where I work there is a company right next to us called Afrodax. So to say Afrodax is just weird.
Milan is nowhere near his time. Whereas we got
Mario was a 10th and a bit up.
Venom Terror to the line. He's nowhere near as well. And that'll be Afrodox. No, it won't be Afrodox.
Almost 2.5 tenths up for Mario here. So this could put him to the top of the times. Here he comes then, heading down towards the final corner now. The two Aston Martins get out of his way very nicely, which he'll be very thankful. Braking to the final corner now, 4th gear, getting on throttle nice and early, picking up speed, run it out wide. Very close to track limits there, but right on the edge. DRS activated, up to the line for Mario, it's P2.
It is so close! It is 13 thousandths of a second. That separates Scars and Mario, two new faces to the league. And it is 13 thousandths of a second.
Franz jumps up to P4 there, I believe.
Yes, he does. So, we've got 4 cars covered by a 10th right now, which is incredible to see.
Fori is now heading into the final corner, but I think he's backed off because he's got very high ERS. Can't be
one person who's up
Ironland.
though, Carnboy's up by nearly 6/10 of a second. This could put him up into the top 7. Carnboy over the line. He gains
P9.
4/10 in the end. Not quite enough. He lost a little bit in that final sector.
So Snot Cop is on a lap. He's half a second up now. He comes through into the back straight now, heading down towards the final corner. The Haas gets out of his way instantly. Braking for the final corner now. Little bit wide there, missed the apex ever so slightly, did Snot Cop. Running now into DRS and up to the line, P17 as he improves by 3.5 tenths.
Improves his lap time, not position. We've seen that quite a bit at the moment. It just shows the fine margins in this session. As
Olympic next. Then with the Michael Schumacher quote, first you have to finish. Very true, Michael. Very, very true. Up to the line now, Olympic up to P12.
Yeah, so I'm starting to discover the pace of some drivers, but some people, like Trey, I would not expect to have down in 15th. Same with Melts.
Divan is now going for a push lap. I wondered if he was on a lap or not, but he's at 142.9.
into the grass.
Oh, hopefully rejoins safely as to not affect Divan here. Luckily he does. Here we go. Oh, Divan trying to pick up a bit of a toe. Maybe lost more time than he would have gained there by swerving across the track. Oh, big snap, and he's spun, and he's just avoided the wall there.
Very
literally
lucky there.
Inches.
Is Divan in the Aston Martin car. But across the line, we might have someone else trying to set a line. That is Whitwolf, who's surely he's improving. No, he's not.
He's starting a lap now. Well, apparently, oh no, apparently he did improve. I don't know.
A lot of this game is broken, but it's already better than the others. Into the pits comes Venom Terror. Venom Terror's fast car actually does look really nice, I have to say.
A little bit of a snap there from Whitwolf, but he just about controls it, heading down the back straight now, or second straight, into turn 4 now. Really patient on throttle there, still not at full throttle, so he's not happy with the lap. Ooh, Whitwolf, I don't know if you're allowed to do that.
What's he done?
Just cut across. Yeah, there you go. I don't know if he's allowed to do that or not, I can't remember.
Well, we got it on stream. I don't believe it's allowed, but he is new to the league. few teething issues probably, as he takes out a bollard. But I think he's at
Okay. Who's next for a lap? Everyone coming out for their final lap now. I think Jones has just come up to finish a lap. Jones P10 then. 800ths ahead of Whitwolf there.
I'm very intrigued by this timing sheet. 1.2 cover the top 10. But that doesn't tell the full story, because people are improving everywhere. Ironline over the line doesn't improve. So next will be Melt. No, it will be Bori in the Red Bull car.
Was it Fori? Fori's on an out lap. I think it's Trey who's next to set a lap.
Trey struggling with this track. He said in the general, he's not a fan of it, but he's up by half a second. Now if he can find any more,
5.5 tenths. Down the back straight he goes now, braking for the final corner, which I believe is turn 14. Then they technically class this little kink as turn 15, but it's nothing. Onto the main straight there. Now, DRS opens, and across the line, for P12 for Trey then.
It's still not great from our multiple time race winner. We expect him to be a lot higher, as we do. Ooh. But across the line, we're gonna have we're not gonna have cars. It's so confusing.
Not Nats is not gonna like this. A lot of traffic in his way, but he's not gonna have to face it. Luckily, so here comes what I believe is the Ferrari.
He's actually going to get a nice toe over the line. Not Nats to the line. Up to 12,
P12.
Displaces Trey.
I believe that's the Ferrari, isn't it?
Yes.
Marta.
Ironline with a big snap, and he's going to lose all his time on that final corner. Now across the line. Oh yeah, he did. He was 2 tenths up.
4 thousandths. Here comes Snotcop then on to start a lap.
No, he improved this time as 4 have taken the check flag. Divan will start last. So now this is where it matters, and for a couple of drivers.
Stars is up on his lap. Mario's up on his lap.
Now Fori will be first. Can Fori challenge towards the front of the field here? He only stays 6th. Now what about Afrodox? Over the line to pole! And that is brilliant from Afrodox. But Mario's going to try and get it. He goes to 2nd.
No.
It's very close. But we're still waiting on the lap time of Scars, who's 2.5 tenths up on his lap time, as he's going to try and come to the final corner. And this is where it all counts for Scars. Can he take his first pole position in Formula 1 League of South Africa? Brands can only do a 4th. Now across the line for Scars, he does go to pole. That is superb. But we still got Humidifier. This is a brilliant battle for pole position. Now on the run up to the line for the Alpine, he's up on his time by 3.5 tenths. He only goes 3rd. And that is so close in qualifying. And we're still waiting on Franz.
P6 for Cheddar there.
Backed off. Franz is backed off. But what about Jones? He's going to come into the pits as well. So Scars will take pole here in Bahrain. And he will be buzzing with that.
Snotcop is still yet to set his lap.
Penalty.
Here comes Snotcop then up to the line. It's only P17. He does improve, but P17 is all it is. Fori gets a 5-place grid penalty.
Yeah, illegal blocking.
That's interesting.
Did he not get that from after crossing the line? Fori's been
He's been disqualified. Oh no.
He was P7, and now that is not great news for LSA Fori.
So his AI got caught in a train then.
What a qualifying session at the end. Scars puts it on pole. Less than a tenth to Afrodox. 2 new faces in this league, and they are already providing the entertainment. Humidifier, only 3rd. We expected him to go pole, to be honest. He, in Season 1, was brilliant. And he was definitely the star of the show in Season 1. He has to settle for 3rd today. Mario in 4th. Then Franz 5th. Cheddar 6th. It's so close. I don't know where this will go. Cheddar 6th. Venom Terror 7th. But that should be Fori. And then Jones Perignon, Calmboy and Melt ran out the top 10. or the top 11, whatever you see fit. Whitwolf, then Not Nats, Trey, Olympic, Ironland, Snotcop, Boomrocket, and Divan. Before he got disqualified, but he will probably be starting 7th. Before he's saying he'll start from P19. Isn't it? It's a challenge for Fori. We are restarting.
Host.
We are restarting. We are restarting the. So. We are going to start racing again, ladies and gentlemen.
Boogity, 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 let's go racing. I do sometimes wonder what goes through my head.
Oh, I do as well. Don't worry, it's not just you.
Oh, I thought you meant you sometimes wonder what goes through my head.
That's what I meant.
Oh, what the... Thanks a lot, Harry.
So, strategies, I don't know how, which way to go.
Soft medium.
Is it soft medium around here? I'll be interested to see someone go soft medium hard, because the extended tie-off means you're better towards the end of stints, so it could be very interesting.
Not just soft medium medium.
I still don't know if 2-stop's even viable in this game. So.
Well, last game it was the only. Oh no, it wasn't, because medium hard existed.
Yeah.
This is the issue I find with the F1 games, is there's not often a lot of variety in the strategies.
Bring back F1 2018 when a 4-stop was the most viable strategy. I loved that.
I never played F1 2018. My first F1 game was 2019.
2018 was such a good game. My Alex Albon career. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Alex Albon.
Rest in peace his hair. Like, he changed his hair up and he's done it for the worst. Like,
has he gone back? Has he lost the blonde? Or
he's lost the blonde, yeah.
Why would you lose the blonde, bro? Blonde is where it's at.
He's gonna get knocked out in Q1 now, and he's gonna this weekend.
Take it from someone who has blonde highlights put in. Blonde is where it's at.
I'm about as brilliant as you can get. I need to get a haircut, to be fair. Don't think many people expect us talking about haircuts in a F1 League of South Africa stream. But you get everything.
You know how Alex Albon had his barbers?
Yeah.
F1 League of South Africa barbershop. All I'm saying.
That would end pretty terribly. But, I mean... Hey.
What do you mean, bro?
I mean, I'm pretty sure if either me or you were a barber, we'd ruin the hair of most of South Africa.
I'll have you know, I've given someone a reverse Mohican before.
Reverse Mohican?
And if anybody
in
chat, if anyone in chat doesn't know what that is, basically, you got a mohawk where it's like the shaved sides and then it sticks up at the top. A reverse one is where you just get the razor and you just go straight through the middle. I'd search it up.
The lockdown
the lockdown trim. Hey, I'll tell you what, mine though. If anyone came in asking for a mullet, I'd be throwing them out.
My housemate has a mullet.
They're ugly.
He's Australian.
Has he got the tash?
Yeah.
Okay. He's viable then. He's a free pass.
He
You
looks
get the
like
tash to
Charles
match
Street
the mullet, and
Bottas
then it's.
track.
This is the thing. I don't really understand why Bottas does what he does with his hair and stuff, but you know,
Well, his girlfriend's Australian.
that doesn't make him Australian. That's like if I had a girlfriend who was Italian, I'd just start going around doing the Italian hand gesture. Don't make me Italian.
Mamma mia. Anyway, we should be getting underway shortly.
Ba-na-na-na.
And now predictions, Ellis. Who will be the first person to crash out and DNF?
The first one to crash out will be Fori.
Optimism? Fori.
No offense, Fori. It's just a stab in the dark.
Let's get it. We're going straight for the 5 red lights. And I anticipated a formation lap. But lights are out and away we go. For the first time in F1 League in South Africa, it's a good start from Afrodox. He's going to try and get the jump on Scars, and he goes to the right hand side. And it's very good defending, but to the inside goes Afrodox. The Scars tries to defend it, and Mario takes third place from Humidifier. Cheddar gets ahead of Franz, and as contact, the Humidifier has gone round. As Cheddar makes contact with the Alpine driver, and now both fall towards the back as Scars retakes the lead from Afrodox. Mario is up into third, and Fori in fourth, then Franz, and then Carnboy, and then Jones Perignon up into seventh, ahead of Melts, Venom, Terror, and Whitwolf. As just ahead, Venom, Terror, and Melts getting up all into fisticuffs.
Jones.
As Jones sends it down the inside and Melts, but he can't make the move done.
So, now that we've got a little bit of a break, just a run through on tyres then. Mediums for Scars, Afrodax and Mario. Fori on the hards, Franz on the mediums, Carnboy the only one on the softs, Jones on the mediums, hards for Melts and Venom, Whitwolf on the mediums, Olympic and Ironland on hards, Boomroker on mediums, Notnats on hards, Snotnop on mediums, Humidifier on hards, Cheddar on mediums, Trey on hards, and Divan on mediums.
I believe Cheddar's got damage from that incident with Humidifier, who just dropped them both down the order, as Franz gets back ahead of Fori. And that is a very important move for Franz in this race, and now he can try and chase after Mario, as it's Scars, Mario, and Afrodox make up the top 3, but Afrodox is ahead of Mario. And now I have a feeling it's going to be a common occurrence in this league, as Afrodox is trying to get very close to the back of Scars.
Here comes Carnboy on Fori. Not quite then. So the Mercedes and a Red Bull sandwich here. Carnboy's going to be looking to make the most out of them softs as soon as he can. Going to try and climb his way out the... But Carnboy is actually one who has grown in pace on this game.
Big time.
Didn't see a lot of him last season, and but the only times we did, he did tend to be fighting more towards the back of the midfield. But now up in P6 at the moment, after he has gained 4 places from P10. So your highest climber so far then is actually Olympic. He is up to P10 from P15, as we've got a spinner. It's Whitwolf who's in the wall, and that's brought out a virtual safety car.
It's the AlphaTauri, I believe.
Yes,
Whitwolf?
that is AlphaTauri. I think I've been able. I think I know how to tell the difference. The AlphaTauri's got a lot less detailing on the front wing, whereas the Williams, where is he? Who's the Williams? Afrodax. Whereas the Afrodax's Williams has a lot more detailing on the front end.
Now, what do you do if you're Carnboy here under virtual safety car? Do you go for something bold and try and make it work?
I'm going to say no.
I wouldn't, but
I wouldn't either.
it's still viable because you don't lose that much, as Mario and Afrodox are changing positions under virtual safety car. That's probably Aphrodite holding back a bit for Delta.
Oh my jeez, Convoy almost into the back of 4.
Terror
has got a drive through.
Whitwolf and Cheddar into the pits at the end of lap 2. Front wing change for Cheddar. But Venom Terror, that will ruin his race. As Olympic's going to go for the move into turn 4.
Deep.
Olympic tried to go down the inside of the Haas driver. Aston Martin versus Haas. And Olympic gets the move done. Up into 9th place. The biggest mover, like you said, Ellis. Up into 9th place.
That he is. And actually, to be fair, Boom Roker also up 6 places.
Yeah.
Convoy, meanwhile, whilst that was all going on, did finally get past 4. So Convoy now up into the top 5. For the first time in a while, I want to say. He's been running in the top 5. In F1 League of South Africa, at least.
Yeah, Convoy's got some pace this game, and I hope he can turn it into some consistent results. His humidifier up into 12th place. He's on his recovery drive. He gets ahead of Boom Roker, who is his teammate. So, humidifier on his way back, hopefully, to the top 5. That's a bit of a mountain to climb for the Alpine driver. He's on the hards, and if he can make them hards work, he will be able to do it.
It's so frustrating. Melts with the fastest lap on the hards. And then humidifier goes even quicker on them hard tyres.
Then Terror gets back past
Meanwhile,
Olympic.
then Terror, yeah, he does get back past. Although Olympic looks for the switchback, can he execute it? He gets a beautiful run, looks to the outside.
He's getting given the old squeeze as Olympic tries
Nikita
to hold
Mazepin in his prime there. Oh, almost very much to contact there.
Whoa, that was close.
Whoa, good little bit of defensive driving there from Terror. Very aggressive, but relatively clean, I want to say.
I don't see the point in Terror fighting this because he's got a drive-through penalty, which means he'll be out of this battle anyway.
I don't know. Meanwhile, I think Divan has gone round.
And it is Divan. He's not having the best of weekends. As we said, he could get that together in qualifying, and now in the race he is 17th. Last of the runners who haven't boxed yet. So, the gap out front has just been extended to a second over at Redox, and then in third is Mario, but that is staying relatively the same with them top 3, as Franz is going to try and get involved here as well. I don't think Mario got the DRS, so Franz might be in a great opportunity to try and get onto the podium places today, as Aphrodite takes the first lap and Franz immediately takes it back. And Mario is flashing on the ERS, so Franz is going to have to try and seize this opportunity. He's nearly pushing Mario through the first chicane, and he's going to try and stay within the DRS. And he's got a very good toe.
Is he going to send one to the inside? I think he is.
To the inside goes Franz into turn 4, and there's a bit of contact, and there's a great save from Franz. And I don't know if Mario left in the racing room. I'm pretty sure that will be clipped by Franz.
I was on board. I think he did. I do think he did. I think Franz just maybe wasn't expecting him to leave him as little room as he did, but he left the car's width.
Yeah, Carnboy is now going to be right into this battle. Carnboy having an amazing race, by the way. Same with Jones Perignon, he's found himself in the 7th place.
Oh, whoa, Carnboy all over the shop here.
As I say about Carnboy. Corey now for the 5th place. Boom Roker is left.
Boom Roker is left. I'll try and get him back.
So, it's kind of stagnated now, but Venom Terror surely has to come into the pit lane at the end of this lap to serve his drive-through penalty in that Haas car, which looks phenomenal, what have to be said.
It does look alright, to be fair.
They've got it very close, like you can tell that's the Haas. Like, you change that black on it to like a light blue, that is like the Martini livery, the Martini Williams livery. But into the pits, Venom Terror he has to. As Franz gets past Mario, down the straight and now into turn 1. Franz up into the podium places now on lap 6. And that is exactly what he needed.
Now to divert our attention to the front of this fight, Aphrodite looking to close in on Scars here. He's within half a tenth here, or half a second, sorry.
Yeah, so that
And
really
he's
pushing.
really pushing here to try and get past the former Creator Series driver.
So Aphrodite in the Williams, Scars in the Ferrari. This is like 2020 all over again. But Russell versus Sebastian Vettel, which means Scars is going to have a brake failure at Monza. So, and Pierre Gasly.
Well, by that logic, then Aphrodite should drop away in the race then, if he's George Russell.
Yeah, exactly. Which means Franz will win. He's in a McLaren.
That was 2021.
I know, 2020 was the best Italian Grand Prix.
2020 was the worst.
Come on.
I don't even remember how McLaren did in 2020. Oh, I dropped my phone.
Sainz got P2 that race. Anyway,
didn't he?
Back to the racing on track. Aphrodite is going to have to try and use all his ERS and his DRS to try and get past the Ferrari.
Here he goes.
He's going to make it to the inside line. As down the inside goes Aphrodite into turn 1. They're side by side through this first chicane, and Scars keeps the position. And this is great racing between these two, as Franz is going to want to try and get involved as well. But Aphrodite is going to try and pull to the inside. He's not going to, but he's basically pushing, and Franz has to react a lot there to try and keep it out of the back of the Williams car. Now Mario is going to chase this as well. This is brilliant racing for the race lead, as it's now going to be a 4-car battle here, as Franz is right here and Mario's in that far behind.
Mario still just about 1 second behind though, as Franz once again having to take avoiding action to not go up the back of Aphrodite there. Aphrodite, sorry.
We promise you good racing. We usually see it in the midfield. We never usually see it at the front, but we're seeing it at the front today. And we got 3 amazing drivers in Scars, Aphrodite and Franz, all battling for this race win, and we're only on lap 7.
Meanwhile then, I think Carnboy's tyres might be going off now.
Or is that netcode?
Carnboy is all over the place.
But as ahead, Melts and Jones Perignon. Melts are going to try and go for it. Melts! Oh, that was very close. As Jones Perignon has a bit of a snapper on there, as Aphrodite takes the lead from Scars into turn 1.
Carnboy, 5-second penalty for speeding.
That is superb. Boomroker's back.
Yeah?
Scars all over the back of the Williams. As Aphrodite
I'll be back in a minute, Harry.
Yeah, cool. As Aphrodite is going to have to try and run away from the rampant Ferrari that is Scars. As Franz is still going to want to try and get ahead of these both. He knows he could have the opportunity. He hasn't seized it right now. As Mario is just dropping back to this battle slightly. As we have had pit stop, and it's Carnboy. He's now gone to the medium tyre, so he's on a 2-stop strategy. Let's see if he can make it work, as Jones Perignon is really revving out some gears. And he is trying to stay with Melts. But the main battle on track is the battle for the top 3. Aphrodite, Scars and Franz. And Franz has got a decent run, so has Scars on Aphrodite, but this could be what we could see it 3 wide into the fight into turn 1 as Jones Perignon gets the first track limits penalty of the race in that Red Bull, and we're about to see it go 3 wide nearly here maybe, as Aphrodite is going to have to try and defend from the rampant Scars and Franz. Franz will get the double toe, Scars will get a toe as Scars to the inside. At turn 1 it goes a little bit deep, Franz has to react as Aphrodite has to stay behind the Ferrari of Scars, as Scars is going to try and run off into the distance, as Franz is going to be so frustrated here as he's still stuck behind the Williams of Aphrodite and the Ferrari of Scars. But this is just going to keep Mario in this fight for the win here, and maybe a bit of strategical masterclass from Mario could see him be punched straight back into the fight for this win. We'll see, as don't rule Fury on Melts at though, because Fury's on the hards and he'll be on the better tyre at the end of this race. Still, Scars has got a bit of a gap now to Afrodox. As we see it all start to shape out front, as Afrodox is going to have to use quite a bit of ERS to try and stay with the Ferrari. And Franz got the least ERS out of these three. Anyway, elsewhere, let's have a look at what else has been happening in this race. Up 6 for Olympic and Ironland. Boomroker up 4, as well as Snotkop, Cheddar down 11. As Humid is making some great progress out there, and he's going to think, what could have happened in this race? Because he knows he's got pace, and he knows he needs to use it, and he just got caught in an incident as Scars has lost the lead again, as Afrodox takes it. As it's all Williams back in front, ahead of the Ferrari, ahead of the McLaren. The 3 traditional teams in Formula 1 all fighting over this top 3. And this is a brilliant race that is unfolding here right now. As we got a yellow flag, and that is, I believe, that is Melt, who has gone off in the McLaren. He's gone again, and he's gone right into the wall this time. And he's just going to keep spinning, and Melt's just going to drop way out of the points now. And that promotes Ironland up to the top 10, and Notnats Olympics going to run 8th now, as Khan and Boomroker are going to fight out for 15th place. Yellow flag set to 1. That is Boomroker who's gone round. And there's a lot of action on this lap, which isn't necessarily to do with the racing, but to do with the incidents. As the that was very close to a disaster. I believe Boomroker has just reset to track there. So if anyone's watching this stream, can you please clip that? So Franz is getting right close to the back of Scars. I think if anyone in the top 3 is going to make a move, it will be Franz. But the thing is with Scars, he's just going to keep getting closer to the back of Afrodox because of the straight line speed. But there's a virtual safety car, and Franz has to react. Now, what was the cause of that? I believe was just a slow car. Now, this could play strategical blunders as Scars is going to take the opportunity to box. As Mario gets a drive-through for going too fast. Are we going to see anyone else? Scars is going to take the opportunity. Afrodox and Franz stay out, or he stays out. Humid will jump up a few places. Jones Perignon decides to pit. Now, this race has just been turned a bit upside down by this virtual safety car, as a lot of the drivers are saying this is not enough for them to be convinced to box. They want a full one if they want it to happen. But Scars, Mario and Jones Perignon will help you box right into the traffic. And this is exactly what Afrodox and Franz need if they're going to want to extend the lead in this race. And there's another drive-through from Mario, speeding under the VSC, and his race has just gone to terrible. He's got 2 of them now. He got 1 for speeding. He got 5 seconds for speeding. He got a drive-through with speeding on the virtual safety car. But now Afrodox is going to be defenseless to Franz's ERS and DRS, as he's going to have to try and run up the road. Into the pits then. Whitwolf not having the greatest of races. Oh, he's had a very slow stop there. So Franz and Afrodox will be fighting out over the lead here. So what can Franz do then? He has been unleashed. He's got 1 car out of the way. Maybe can he dispatch of another? Or as there's a very slow car on the pit exit, which will distract Franz from maybe making the move to the inside. As Franz makes a slight mistake, and that will allow Afrodox to try and get a little bit clear. Well, meanwhile, Ironland and Trey and Scars, as Scars gets up ahead of Trey, as Ironland wants to try and get past Notnat, as Olympics found himself up to 5th place now, and he's having a great race. As Humidifier has recovered up to 4th, but he's still got to box. And Scars, this battling is not what he needs in the battle for the win here. So, Scars and Notnats. Is there going to be any team orders come into play? I assume there will be. And Notnats is going to lift slightly as Scars gets through. Now Scars can try and close that gap to Afrodox and Franz, who are leading this race. But they're going to be hoping for something in this race, though. And they ought to try and use the rest of their mediums, as Cheddar's gone onto the soft 9 laps ago and I hadn't even noticed. Franz getting really close to the back of Afrodox. Franz been in this league since the very start, he owns it. He hasn't had his time in the sun, but now he might make the move into turn 4 as Franz takes the lead for the first time in this Grand Prix, as Afrodox has to cede the position, and he must have made some sort of mistake, or he just let him go for the time being. But Franz now leads, and now this is all turned on its head. So Afrodox tyres must be dying, as Fori and Humidifier are holding their own here. As Scars are going to try and go forward in this race. Mario and Cheddar in the box. Jones Perignon is also in this race for a good result. Afrodox must be really struggling. Now who's going to be the first to blink out of Franz and Afrodox, because their race is completely different to that of Scars and Humidifier, and Jones Perignon is between Franz, Afrodox and Scars. Who wins this race, surely? And it's very close out front. Afrodox is going to have the DRS on Franz. And Franz, is he going to deploy? Is he going to try and play this smart? Just DRS, Afrodox, they're going to be side by side into turn 1. And this is some brilliant racing between the two. We've seen it all the way through this race. And this time Afrodox gets the upper hand as Franz to P2 at the moment. His teammate is going to have to do some work to try and help his teammate Afrodox out. Although he's not technically his teammate. They just look similar cars. Williams versus McLaren. Now the Red Bull is up into the top 3. No full safety car in this race, no red flag, no retirements. I'm sure that will all change. We've got 15 laps to go in this race. And it's Afrodox versus Franz out front right now. But do not let that fool you, because Scars is on a rampage. He has cut down that gap by quite a bit. In the Red Bull helmet, in the Ferrari car, which isn't the Ferrari car, which is the F1 World car. But Franz, what can he do? Whoever wins here, they would have fought massively hard for it. As into the pits, Afrodox, and Franz is going to follow. And that will allow Fori probably to take the lead of this race. Unless he comes in as well, Ironman, with a track limit penalty, Fori will lead the race. But Franz and Afrodox pit. But where will they come out compared to Scars? Scars is coming down the straight. Scars will be up to 3rd. But they will have the fresher tyres. So it's Scars versus Afrodox versus Franz. But Notnats jumps up into 4th place. And that is great news for Scars, as he's got his teammate in between him and his closest rivals in this race. But what can Fori do? He's got to pump in some laps if he's going to try and get on the podium here. And he's got a big opportunity to do that if Notnats plays the team game well. Humidifier up into 2nd place. That is not for net position. That is probably P7 when we look at it in retrospect. Couple more boxers as Snotkop and Boonroker come in on lap 15. And we need something to happen. There's gone round as Whitwolf. As just as we switch to the AlphaTauri car, Whitwolf has gone round at turn 11. He has a 3-second time penalty for track limits. He is off the track. He's been off the track for a while.
Apologies.
4 lead from Humidifier from Scars. But the top two haven't boxed.
So.
Welcome back, Ellis. You haven't missed much. You just
Hello,
missed
what have I missed?
a brilliant battle between Franz and Aphrodite. As Franz has got back past Aphrodite into 5th place, which is next second on the road right now. But they have fresher tyres and Scars, but the crucial thing is that they've got Notnats in between them. And I think this is Scars' race to lose, and boxing under that virtual safety car seems to be the big call that wins Scars this race, unless he makes something stupid as Humidifier versus Scars into turn 1. Humidifier lets him go. That is not his fight today. As Scars up into 2nd place, and now he's going to try and chase after Fori for the race lead. As into the pits comes Notnats, and that will release Franz and Aphrodite to try and close the gap out front. One thing that can change this race in the blink of an eye is a safety car or red flag. That would make things so interesting. But it has been a great race so far in terms of battling. Olympic.
What's happened to Convoy?
His softs died, and then he died, and he got a penalty.
Bit of an L that.
Yeah. He made a fire on a comeback drive. He needs to make amends after that turn 1, or that one incident with Cheddar. Cheddar not recovering in the same way, it has to be said. He is fighting Cowboy for P15, which is points, but it's just not many.
I'm assuming Mario had an incident as well. Jesus Christ.
Mario sped into the pit lane, and then under VSC he sped, so he got a drive-through and a penalty. He served the penalty and then had to do the drive-through.
Dear.
It's gone crazy. It's 4 pits, and we thought that was going to happen relatively soon. But he now approached Humidifier up into 2nd, but Scars crucially into the lead. But he's not gaining as much as I thought he would on Humidifier, as Humidifier is on 16 lap old hard tyres. But when will he make the change to mediums? I think at this point he is just hoping out for a safety car or some sort of incident, which is which isn't really bold.
I think he's going soft hard. A hard soft, sorry.
I mean, if I'm in Humidifier's situation, I would hold out. He's got a decent enough gap, and he might be able to box into that just ahead of Jones. But I think it's where his battle is anyway. But doing well. Jones, only 2 people decided to box under that virtual safety car on lap 12, or I think it was lap 12. And that was Scars and Jones, and that has put Jones up quite a bit, up into 5th place. And now he leads his teammate on the road, but his teammate is on fresher tyres.
Just run across the floor.
The race has stagnated a bit, but one thing that hasn't stagnated is the Aphrodite Franz fiasco battle, cat and mouse game that we've got going on.
I think that's going to change heading down this main straight with that so close to Franz. So little ERS as well. Really drain the battery here. Keep Aphrodite at bay.
It's changed basically every lap so far. It's going to change again as Aphrodite is going to make the move to the inside, and that Franz has to yield. He might get the DRS for the 2nd straight, and he might be able to get back past, but he's just not got the exit. Compared to Aphrodite, which means he will hold on for another lap, but Franz is going to try and stay with him and maybe get the move again on the next lap. As wide though is Aphrodite, and it just had a bit of a moment.
Wolf moves out the way.
Yeah, that confused me a sec. Venom Terror drops a little bit more as he has to box. He boxes onto them fresh set of mediums, and Mario will get ahead of him. Heinlein is promoted back into the points paying positions. Divan making a good recovery from last on the grid. He is now running in 12th. Nice to see that.
I think to score points after a bit of a miserable day for Divan would be a good bonus for him.
Remember, this is the Divan that raced every race last season, but didn't score points until the Dutch Grand Prix. which was round 9, I want to say. And now he could get points in his first race. People who will be getting points in their first race, as long as it stays the way it is, Scars will get a win in his first race. Aphrodite will get a podium in his first race. Franz is going to try and take that away from him right now, but he hasn't got the straight line speed.
Here comes its Fori on his teammate Jones out of the last corner there.
They're on different
He's
strategies.
through.
They're on different strategies. The Red Bull pair.
Tell you what, mate. Jones is really saving his ERS. 90% for the Red Bull driver here.
I mean, he's got 11 seconds to the car behind. He is safe in the top 6 today, it has to be said. So he can maybe follow his teammate Fori towards that battle. It'll be a difficult effort, but anything happening in this league. Humidify still needs box, but he's just going off track right now. So that is one track limit that will be recorded after the session. We haven't got as much as a fiasco as Austria today, it has to be said. But Scar's 4.5 out front, which is really...
Oh, here comes Melts with an absolutely amazing exit off of turn 4. They're down the inside into turn 5 and turn 6.
He gets ahead of
Brilliant
Snarkop.
move.
10 laps to go then in this Grand Prix. And Scar's out front. Humidifier into the pits, which means Aphrodite and Franz will be promoted up into the podium places. Now, where will Humidifier come out? I am going to assume ahead of Olympic behind Jones Perignon. But that battle for 5th place, it will be a very interesting one, as Fori is going to get straight past Humidifier, and his teammate will do the same, as we're still waiting on the exit for Humidifier, and the gap is going to be around 5 seconds, I want to say. Always behind, Not Nats getting ahead of Olympic, and it's nearly 3 wide into turn 1, as that is Trey going for it with Olympic, as Not Nats holds position. The Alfa Romeo of Trey getting forced wide by Olympic. That is some hard racing. As Venom Terror gets ahead of Divan on the straight as well. As even behind them, Snotcop and Melt having a little battle. This is AlphaTauri versus McLaren. There's battles everywhere. You look right now. But most importantly, out front, Brand is still very close to Aphrodite.
And actually, what I'm finding important here, they are gaining us down the inside on Snotcop. There goes Cheddar. They're side by side heading down into turn 6. Now
it's just going to end in
turn
tears.
7.
It does.
Oh, there's
it
contact. Does. And there goes Snotcop round. And then Farnball tries to get involved, but Cheddar pushes him wide. Very, very aggressive racing from these guys here. Snotcop finally recovers. Got to be careful about Boom Roker. There's a blind corner as you come. Well, it's not really that blind, but it's a difficult corner to change your direction on so suddenly if there is.
Brand gets back ahead of Aphrodite. Now, it's all going to be about the final lap.
I'm actually amazed. These guys are gaining on Scars, I tell you. Very fast.
They have 4-lap pressure tyres. Maybe Scars is not lent on the tyres, or he's lent on the tyres too much to try and create a gap to the point where they're just falling off a little bit. You know how they've changed the structure of the tyre in this game? Maybe graining is more of a thing. And maybe that's what Scars is going through right now.
Here comes Calmboy then on Cheddar. He's going to look to the inside down into turn 1. Can he take...
He's going to go for it down the inside. Mercedes.
Oh, a bit of contact there.
This is Austria 2022 all over again. This is very good racing.
Top 15 score points, isn't it?
Yes. Crucially, Humidifier's caught right up to the back of Jones Perignon. Jones Perignon having a great race, it has to be said. Red Bull, as a whole, having a great race. But Jones Perignon is going to be fighting Alpine of Humidifier, he's on a recovery drive, and he's done really well. Humidifier, he's got back up to 6th, could be 5th in a minute.
Humidifier's been a bit Humidifier's being a bit cheeky here. He wants the DRS down the main straight. He didn't want to give it to Jones.
It's good racecraft, and he's already going to get it. There goes Humidifier. Up into 5th place. It's a lot earlier on the straight than you expected, but which means Jones is going to get some sort of a tow to try and stay with him. But Humidifier, on his recovery drive, up into 5th place. And now Jones can just sit back in this race now, not do anything stupid, and then he's got 6th place. Although Notnats is a bit rampant behind. So don't rule out Notnats for a P6 here. As we go look at the penalties.
Oh, what the hell? Got some weird audio glitch. That's really chopped away from Franz there.
Crucially, they're both... There's 2 seconds the gap between Scars and Franz. This could go right down to the last lap for the win here. I think they have been working together as Franz has got the gap on Afrodox. Now this is crucial, because Afrodox is going to have to use his ERS to try and stay with him, and he does, but he's now got none in this straight, but neither is Franz, but they're both pushing, and they're both really close to the back of Scars now.
As we got Mario round there, don't know what's happened there. Lot of dirt on his soft tyres for Mario.
Everyone out front, top 3, all pushing, all low on the ERS. But Franz makes a mistake, and that will allow Afrodox to try and seize the opportunity here. But that will be news to the ears of Scars, who's going to extend his lead slightly. But Scars' pace has just dropped off towards the end of this race. We've still got 6 laps to go. Or 6.5. But Franz has just made a mistake again, and that allows Afrodox to just not seize the opportunity, but stay with him.
Oh, Afrodox locking the rears there into turn 10.
Tyres are starting to die at this crucial stage of the Grand Prix, where a race can be won or lost.
Venom Terror now. What happened to Jones?
He must have boxed. He boxed to the softs.
Maybe his tyre. Maybe his tyres were on the brink of death.
Yeah, maybe tyre wear is extremely high around here, which means a 2-stop.
Did you say he was the other one to box under the VSC?
Yeah, it was him and Scars, and they're both struggling.
Oh, whoa, Afrodax really wide out of the final corner there.
Which means Franz has broke DRS, but Afrodox has it for the time being. He's going to get it again. He's staying, but Franz is looking good to maybe win this race, you know.
He is indeed.
But he keeps making mistakes in that first part of the lap, which is ruining everything he gains in the other parts of the lap. He needs to get in the DRS of Scars if he's going to have a chance. At this rate, that top 3 could finish in any order by the end of this race. And Scars is not looking comfortable. I thought he would have run away with this.
Just bruise, doesn't it? Not all these F1 YouTubers ain't as good as they think they are. I know Scars might not. I don't know, is Scars a YouTuber? I don't know.
I think he was an editor and he got invited, but I'm not sure.
Fair enough.
This is
well, my point still stands. If you're racing Creator Series, you're not as good as you are. I'm joking.
Gillen in the mud.
I am joking.
That's what I'm saying. Anyway, so 1.1 the gap now. Franz has really cut that down in this lap. And is he going to be able to maybe get into the DRS range?
They're both draining their battery, trying to keep each other at bay. He's not quite going to get the DRS on this lap, but I don't think
he's going to get it down the next straight though. This is good. This is a close race. This is brilliant. No tyres versus older tyres. And
it's going to be so tight.
We thought that the call on the virtual safety car was the right one, but the tyres have just gone off. Which is why the medium
5 more laps to go then.
Might have been the optimal strategy in this race. And that
With
VSC was slightly too early.
With 5 laps to go, either of these guys could win it. And I wouldn't count Aphrodite out of it yet. I know he's starting to drop away, but if things go awry with Scars and Franz, something could happen here.
Suddenly, this race has turned into what we think is going to be a spectacle in these final few laps.
Suddenly, Whitwolf is about to unlap himself. Or is it Cop?
That is Whitwolf, I think. No, it's not
That's
Cop.
not Cop.
It's not, like, everyone, like, even those towards the back have got pace today. It's just...
to be fair, it's not Cop's on softs.
Yeah, so it's Whitwolf, though. Franz is now really close to the back of Scars.
Whitwolf's just set the fastest first sector.
Oh.
Could we see?
Anyway,
fastest lap from an
let's turn to this
AlphaTauri.
battle at front. Scars versus Franz, as it's 4 attempts, and Franz is in the DRS this time. And now Franz, who looked like he was nowhere compared to these lot in qualifying, is now in a prime opportunity to try and seize the race win from Scars, who's on the older tyre but made a big gain under the virtual safety car, but he's now lost it because of the tyre wear. And there's a bit of a wobble there for Franz, as everybody is struggling with their tyres.
Speaking of which, Snotcop has actually unlapped himself. So is this going to be a crucial factor now? Snotcop unlapped himself from Aphrodite, but Aphrodite's got him back immediately. So,
4 in humidifier.
4 on humidifier.
Humidifier gets him, and that is tyre wear. The older tyres aren't holding. Like, if you've got the younger tyre, you're going to have more pace, and we're seeing it a lot more today than we've usually seen it. As Franz is still there, but has he used his tyres too much to try and gain on Scars? And Aphrodite has definitely done that, which means I don't know how this race is going to go, because it's lap 26, we've got 4 left
4 more.
at the end of this lap.
This well and truly is anyone's game.
It's all about playing the cards right. Scars has a little bit more in the tank, but Franz has the DRS. This might be the time for Franz to maybe take a win in the first race of the season. He's going to gain, but is he going to gain enough down this straight? No, he's not. He's going to wait for the opportunity on the next one. But don't make a mistake, Franz. This is yours to seize. If Scars is to lose, now I have a feeling this is going to end in tears. But for the sake of the structural integrity of this league, I hope it doesn't.
Absolutely.
Got a bit wide there from Scars, but it might have benefited him.
Ironland and Olympics have just swapped position, so Ironland now gets through up into P8. Meanwhile then, Jones is going to look to improve on that P10 he's currently in. Can we see Olympic fight back though? He's back down the inside, heading down into turn 1. Ironland's not going to fight that too hard, but he looks for the switchback. He does get quite a nice switchback. Can he get the run now? Heading out of turn 2 into turn 3. On the run up now to turn 4 with the DRS up the inside he goes. Hard on the brakes and he's through. Oh, there's a bit of contact there maybe with Olympic. As Olympic tried to switch back, but
Franz is getting awfully close.
Is now through.
And he's got a little bit more. No, he's got a tiny bit less in the tank. But it's a lot. It's a smaller gap than it was before. And now it's going to happen. It's going to happen on this lap. As Franz is so close to the back of Scars. Now he's going to have to deploy everything he's got to try and make the move. He's got the DRS. He's going to get the toe. He's got to use the RS if he wants to go for the move. And there's a bit of a...
Oh, squeeze!
Bit of a squeeze there. He can't get past. But that might upset Scars' line. And now Franz is going to have to try and seize the opportunity elsewhere. He's still going to have the DRS. Now this has been a brilliant battle. As it's going to... 1.5 laps of racing to go. And it's Franz versus Scars for the race win.
I mean, it's just... You can't call who's going to do it, can you? You just can't call it. Meanwhile, though, something going on further back for the final points paying position. Divan and Khanboy are fighting so hard for this P15. Divan, who qualified last, is up 4 places, and Calmboy, whose race has just sort of unfolded for him, runs a little bit wide there, but actually now that I
The
look at it,
mistake there for Franz. He's getting desperate now, and I think this might be it. But Franz has got more ERS though, but he needs to play it safe.
Oh, Mario's in the pit. Fast lap, I guess.
Not got enough time though. Franz has got slightly more ERS than Scars, so he's got to use it wisely here. And he's using it on that straight a tiny bit, but so was Scars. But it's so awfully close. Now, if it's going to happen anywhere, it's got to happen on this straight now for Franz, because he's right there, and this is ERS stuff as
yellow flag.
Whitwolf
is out.
Scars going all the way to the right of the straight. He's going to move back across, but here goes Franz. There's a little bit of moving under braking there, and that will be looked at surely, as Scars still holds on. But he's got a little bit less ERS, as out goes
Ironland's out.
Last lap of this race and chaos is unfolding. Scars versus Franz. This has been a brilliant battle race long. Franz was fighting Afrodox, which we thought was going to be the second place, but Franz has found himself in the battle for the win, and Franz will be frustrated at the defence of Scars there, because he would definitely feel that there was moving under braking there somewhat. And now I'm pretty sure the stewards will look at it. But Franz, don't do it. You can't do anything silly here. Neither can Scars. Because
Scars with more ERS, however. They're catching lap traffic.
They're very similar, actually. Afrodox has got a perfect view of this battle, and he'll be licking his lips if there's any incidents. But Scars is going to try and hold on
to it.
This has been a brilliant race. In the desert, under the lights. We had a brilliant qualifying session where as 5 cars in the battle for pole. Scars is really defending on these final couple of straights and into the final corner. Will it be the Ferrari of Scars, or will it be the McLaren of Franz? It is going to be the Ferrari of shortly. But Scars and Franz have put on what a brilliant show for us today. Afrodox and Franz putting on some brilliant racing as well. But Scars takes the win under the lights in Bahrain. Franz takes second. Afrodox in third. This has been a brilliant race opener. In terms of on-track racing, we had 2 DNS and they both came right at the end. Even if I takes fourth, good recovery from him. He'll be happy with that result. He'll feel like there's a bit more in the tank there if he wasn't in that lap 1 incident with Cheddar. Fori will take 5th, Not Nats in 6th, Trey in 7th, Olympic will take 8th, and Jones Perignon in 9th. We did get Venom Terror, but Venom Terror will get him back on penalties. Meltz will take 11th, he'll be happy with that. Meltz needing a result which will put him in the points, he hadn't had one of them for a while. Cheddar takes 12th considering the lap 1 incident. He will be reasonably happy with that. Divan will take some points out of this race from the back. He'll be happy with that. Calmboy will take 14th eventually. Then Mario will take the final point, which looks so much better.
The final point and the fastest lap.
So he did have enough time
2 seconds quicker.
Mario's got something to salvage in that race. Then Boom Roker will be next. But what a race we've just seen there, Ellis. It was entertainment all the way through. And it turned into a brilliant strategical race in the end, where the strategy just met right at the end. And the virtual safety car putting some entertainment into this race.
Absolutely. Great little race going on there. Obviously I missed some of the more interesting parts, but brilliant stuff. Congratulations to Scars for winning his first race in F1 League of South Africa. Congratulations to Franz for his first podium of the season. And congratulations to Afrodox for his first podium in F1 League of South Africa.
A lot of firsts today. It was the first race, the first win, our first podium. All for Scars today, and there's a first podium for Afrodox today. But Scars we thought it would look comfortable under that virtual safety car, but it was anything but, as Franz gained so much and the tyres just died. It was a brilliant race. And I love commentating this league, and that is one of the reasons why I love commentating it. And it was probably one of the best races I've commentated in the commentary booth. We'll see you next time.
See you around.
Where we will be racing around. I'm double checking. We always forget. Next time, we will be racing at Baku. That could be a great race. So, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time in Baku, where we should hopefully have maybe a full safety car, maybe a red flag which we put into the mix, maybe some weather, because I've seen a lot of rain at Baku in this game for some reason. Anyway, we'll see you next time. And what a race, and what a win for Scars, what a podium for Franz, and what a race in general. See you next time.